Hello friends of Solar Body Alchemy, how are you? It's Valentina here and welcome in this lovely Sunday afternoon. And today is our third Libra inspired tarot reading. And I actually was thinking about the theme for today, and since many of my Libra friends are known for their for their good looks and for the fact that actually Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, well, I thought that the theme for today, for our third week together, would be how to better take care of ourselves, either for our looks or for our internal self. So let's see how it plans out in the cards. Let's see what the tarots have to tell us in regards to this theme. But without further ado, let's start. And let's start with my friends of Aries, as you can see in the image. So Aries, let's see what the cards have to tell you in regards to how to better take care of yourself, either physically or emotionally. Let's see the first card. And the first card is the Two of Pentacles. And as usual, sorry guys, I haven't said, but I'll say it now. We are using this deck here, which is the the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So this is one of my favorite decks. That's why I'm always using this one. So the Two of Pentacles for my friends of Aries. So how do I interpret this card, this tarot, in regards to better taking care of yourself, dear friends of Aries, either physically or emotionally? Well, the Two of Pentacles, it's a card that it's all about seeking balance. There is a guy, most likely he's a juggler, he's got two things in his hands and he's trying his best to balance everything. So what this card makes me think about, dear friends of Aries, is that most likely you're going through a period in your life where you are dealing with a multitude of tasks, okay? So when this happens, usually what gets pushed away, from our side is actually the time that we spend to dedicate to ourselves. But in this particular case, dear friends, this card is here to remind us that we cannot pour from an empty cup. So you really need to take care of yourself. And since you are already juggling so many things, perhaps it's time to take you away from all of this juggling and really try to find some time to relax. Okay, so moving on, my friends of Taurus, such a sensual star sign. Let's see what the cards have to tell you. So let's see. I'll shuffle the deck a little bit more. Woohoo! Taurus. Another pentacle card is the Three of Pentacles. How do we interpret this card in regard to taking care of yourself physically or emotionally? Well, the three usually is a card that it's about group, is about accepting help, kind of working in a larger crowd. Okay, and if we look actually at the three, it's interesting because there is a guy and he is just learning, most likely he is an apprentice, and he is showing his work to a couple of most experienced people, So in this particular case, dear friends of Taurus, what makes me think about is, if you are in the learning side, so if you are the young one, the apprentice one, okay, most likely still you need to learn how to make yourself shine, okay? Those horrible sartorial despicable clothes that we might have worn earlier on in our youth. If you are going through that period of your life, well, perhaps now it's a good time to ask help to most experienced people, especially if you want to impress someone. So let's say that, for example, you have a big interview coming up. Okay, so before you run and buy the most in fashion thing, perhaps it's time not to do that, but to stop, ask someone else's opinion, and perhaps it's not the most fashion thing that you need to buy. Or you might be on the other side, so you might be the too experienced guy here, okay, and perhaps now it's kind of your time to give back. So since we are talking here not only how to better take care of ourselves physically but also emotionally, perhaps now it's your time, dear friend of Taurus, to take care of someone else, to assume the role of mentor, and also to dress the role of mentor. So go through in your wardrobe and see if you have the clothes that you need to look and act the part. Okay, moving on. Gemini, let's see what the cards have to tell you. Trying to shuffle the deck. Gemini, the beautiful Nine of Pentacles. This is such an interesting card. Now, then, in this sense, in the literal sense of the card, the Nine of Pentacles shows us a lady that really knows how to take care of herself. Okay, she is dressed magnificently, she's very confident, she knows what she wants, and most importantly, perhaps she has already gone through a lot of challenges in her life, but she overcame them all to become who she really is now. So what I want to say with this card, dear friends of Gemini, about taking care of ourselves physically and emotionally, well, this card actually really reminds you to take care of yourself and how you shine. When you take care of yourself, you shine. Perhaps now it's your time to really sit. It's not over yet. Whatever thing you are working on, whatever project you're working on, it's not over yet, because remember, it's a 9, it's not a 10. But now it's really the time to stop for 1 second, to look back and to appreciate everything that you have done up until now. And you know what? Sometimes we hear people say that buying for ourselves might be a frivolous thing to do, but perhaps for you it's the right thing to do. So if you want to celebrate by buying yourself something pretty, even though it's not what you need, but it's what you want, well, you should go ahead and do it. Okay? Moving on, my friends of Cancer. Let's see what the cards have to tell you, dear friends of Cancer. Let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Ace of Wands. Now, Ace of Wands, we have already said that Ace in all 4 suits means something new, that it's coming. Okay? New project, new energies, new venture, something new that it's coming your way. In this case, it's the Ace of Wands. So Wands, as I explained in my previous readings, is all about fire, is all about energy, is all about passion. How do we link this to the idea of taking care of ourselves, either physically or emotionally? Well, makes me think, dear friends of Cancer, that this idea might be new for you. Okay, and perhaps it's not something, I don't mean to say that Cancer don't take care of themselves. Okay, no, they don't, they do. It's not what I mean. But perhaps this idea for some of you might be a strange one, because you see, Cancer is a giver. They are really used to give the others a lot, lots of love, lots of attention, lots of time. And perhaps, dear friends of Cancer, now it's your time. It's your time to take care of yourself. Perhaps it's the time for you to start something new to take care of yourself. Perhaps it's a new regimen for beauty, or it's a new haircut, or it's time to change your wardrobe and buy you for yourself something nice and pretty. So again, this is very much applicable to women, but I am trying to include also my gentlemen friends in this conversation. So how can we include them in this particular reading? Well, dear friends of Cancer, first of all, even if you're a man, you might want to start something new. I would also suggest, like for example, to go through the gear that you use to pursue your hobbies. Perhaps there is something that you need. And in this case, it might be the perfect time for you to really go through what you have and see what you want and seek what you want, not just what you need. Okay, so there is this energy that it's coming, and it's this energy that really should inspire you to take better care of yourself, which actually also makes me think perhaps a new relationship is in the air, and we are all of us, we are more inclined to take care of ourselves when something new is is starting, something new and exciting. So stay with this thought and see what happens. Leo, let's see what the cards have to tell you this week. Sounds interesting. Ooh, Leo, the Magician. Interesting. How do we link the Magician with the idea of taking better care of you, either physically or emotionally? Well, the Magician is a wonderful card. It's actually the first start, because the number 0 is the Fool, doesn't really have a number, but the Magician is number 1. And the Magician is the person, is the Magus, is the magician really, that makes things visible that come from the invisible. So for example, if you have an idea and you really want to see this idea coming to fruition, if you have a dream in your drawer, the Magician is the right person to open the drawer and to make things really coming true in real life. So how do we link this to the idea of taking better care of yourself, either physically or emotionally? Okay, well, it's interesting because you might have already been toying with the idea of taking better care of yourself, okay? And perhaps you have picked this card, dear friends of Leo, through me, because you really need now this idea coming to fruition. So perhaps now it's really the right time to start assessing what you have and put a kind of a strategy plan in place. So for example, if you already had the idea of changing your wardrobe, have you contacted for example, a fashion strategist? Or have you contacted a stylist? Or have you contacted someone, a dear friend perhaps, who knows more fashion than you? Perhaps they can start helping you in sorting out your wardrobe. See, it's only a matter of plan. And this guy here, the Magician, has all the all the inner qualities that he needs to really see things coming true. So really check this week if you want to take better care of yourself, either physically or emotionally. Kind of take charge of your stock. What do you already have? What do you need? And start almost like a checking list, a shopping list, Start really ticking off what you have, what you might need. And when I say that, as usual, in Solar Body Alchemy, we never say that we can fix you overnight, but what we can encourage you with is to start taking note of what doesn't work in your life. And being aware of what doesn't work, it's the first step. Okay, so check and see if the energy of the Magician can help you to come, to bring everything you desire into fruition. Okay? Virgo. Let's see what the cards have to tell you. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's pick the card. Ooh. Another card actually wanted to come up. Ooh. So, Virgo, actually, for Virgo, I have to say 2 cards came. So since two cards came, I am going to read both of them. So we have on one side the Knight of Cups and on the other side the Five of Wands. How do we read this card together for my friends of Virgo? So, friends of Virgo, let's start with the card that the deck gifted you, which is the Five of Wands. And how do we link this card with better taking care of yourself, either physically or emotionally? Well, the Five of Wands depicts a battle. And as I said often, I really like the idea of not the literal meaning of the card, which is the battle, but the broader sense of the card, which is the quintessence. What does it mean? It's quintessential. Probably in English you have heard of the word quintessential, and actually it comes from Latin, and it literally means fifth essence. Okay, so it's that essence that comes out of us when we are showing our true colors. Okay, so in this sense, when we go through a battle, when we are really under stress, we show to the world who we really are. Okay, so how do we link this to better taking care of ourselves, either physically or emotionally? Well, if we have gone through a tough time, certainly we didn't really have the time to take care of ourselves. Okay, so this card seems kind of to remind to us, you are going through a tough time, but even if you are going through a tough time, even if you don't have the time to do everything you would like to do, take 5 minutes for you and do anything you like. And ladies, for example, if you need to use your lipstick every day, do it. Even in your worst hour, if you need to wear lipstick, by no means go ahead and do it. It might help you. And gentlemen, in your hour of need, if you have something that really makes you feel good, again, the same advice that I've given the ladies is is valid for you as well. Not to wear the lipstick unless you want to, but to do something just for yourself. And the Knight of Cups. Well, the Knight of Cups, as I said, is the dreamy among the four knights, and he is the one that really needs to be very much attuned with the meaning of the quest that he is after. So how do we link this to the idea of taking care of yourself, either physically or emotionally? Well, it might be the quest. It might be that what you are really seeking, dear friends of Virgo, is to better care of yourself, is to take better care of yourself. And if this card has come up, it really means that this desire that you have been steering within yourself for quite some time is coming up. And it kind of needs to be brought again into fruition. Okay, so on one side we have this fight, which is all about energy and passion, and on the other side we have this dreamy quality. Nevertheless, is a knight, and a knight is always on a quest. So to sum it up, those two cards, what I can tell you in regards to taking better care of yourself physically and emotionally is, if you are in a fight, if you are in a difficult situation, try to find some time for yourself. And the other side is, it might be that taking care of yourself is actually the quest. And if it is the quest, well, in that case, you really need to give it your best shot. Okay? And moving on. Libra, my friends of Libra. So first of all, happy birthday. Whoever is celebrating their birthday today, let's see what the cards have to tell you. The Page of Pentacles. Now, as I explained in my previous readings, pages are always, almost always, a symbol of someone new, usually someone new, coming into your life. And if you, another meaning of the card is the student, okay? So it's either someone new coming into your life, or perhaps you as the student are starting something new in your life, okay? This is the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is all about earth, stability, financial stability, being more at ease in your body, which actually is the meaning, perhaps, of this card for you. Because we are talking about better taking care of ourselves, either physically or emotionally. And we have picked the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles really means I am starting to feel more at ease in my body. Now, dear friends of Libra, many of you are so good looking. And it's not by chance that many famous actors and actresses are born under the beautiful sign of Libra, because you have the precious gift of beauty, and you bestow it with such generosity to the people that are born under your star sign. So most often than not, whoever is born under the sign of Libra is naturally endowed with good looks. But if you don't have like the traditional beauty that looks, the traditional looks that beauty requires, perhaps you're finally starting to feel more at ease in your body. And remember, beauty doesn't necessarily mean that you are molding yourself to a paradigm. Beauty means really being attuned to your internal beauty. So this card really makes me think that you are starting to better take care of yourself by finally recognizing how beautiful you are inside, how many gifts you have, and what you can bring into the world. And you are finally feeling more at ease in your body. So, happy birthday, dear friends of Libra. Moving on, Scorpio. Scorpio, your season is almost here. We have still a couple of weeks left with my friends of Libra, and then we will be moving into the Scorpio season. Let's see. And we have the High Priestess for Scorpio. So how do we link this wonderful ethereal card to taking care of yourself, either physically or emotionally, dear friends of Scorpio? Well, the High Priestess is a card that really invites you all to listen to your own intuition. And when we talk about taking care of ourselves, either physically or emotionally, we actually need very much to listen to our own intuition. Why? Because see, for example, when we don't feel at ease in our bodies, when we feel that we judge ourselves too harshly, actually we are listening to that inner voice within ourselves that is so ready to judge and criticize us. And this card invites us to really enter in a conversation with this inner critic and to let her or him know that no, we are not as bad as we think we are. We don't look half as bad as we think we look. And we are not as wrong as we think we are. So it's really a matter, dear friends of Scorpio, to engage a conversation with this inner voice and to let him or her know that no, we are not accepting critique any longer, at least not passively. Okay, so that's the part also of this card, because this card is very much about intuition, inner voice, And if you look, actually, there are two columns here, which really makes me think about, you know, sometimes there is this very harsh inner conversation. It's like, you know, in cartoons when there is the devil and the little angel and they are fighting with each other. But in this case, all that we need to do, dear friends of Scorpio, if we want to better take care of ourselves physically or emotionally, is not engage in such a battle, but simply listen to that inner wisdom within our bodies and within ourselves that simply accepts us for who we are. And that's all we need to do. Moving on. Sagittarius. Let's see what the cards have to say, Sagittarius. Dun, 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 dun. The Tower. Now, we already had this conversation, but I will repeat it. The Tower has one of the worst names in the Tarot's world. Why? Well, because look at the picture. It's definitely not a nice, serene picture. So there is lightning, and this tower is being destroyed. There is a couple that is being literally thrown out of the tower. So it's actually a card that depicts lots of drama. How do we link this to better take care of ourselves physically or emotionally? Interesting question and interesting card. So I actually like the Tower. Usually when it appears, it reminds us that we thought that we had built something on solid ground, when indeed it wasn't solid ground. And destiny, faith, God, call it whatever you like, the universe, intervenes and destroys what we have built. And it does so because it wants to give us another opportunity to rebuild. So, if you haven't, or if you have, been taking care of yourself, physically or emotionally, look of how you have been taking care of yourself. Have you really been taking care of yourself? Because you see, taking care of yourself is not really putting on cream before you go to bed, or getting a new hairdo, or do whatever you like. Taking care of yourself, it's such an important task, and it takes inner work. So what this card really makes me think, dear friends of Sagittarius, is that most likely you think you're doing everything you need to take care of yourself, but perhaps you're not. So perhaps you need a little bit of push from the universe to remind you, no, what you're doing is not the right thing to do. Plus, it might also mean that you need to schedule. Actually, taking care of yourself, it also means to take care of your health. So, when was the last time that you had a complete health checkup? Have you thought of giving your GP a call? Or perhaps you need to explore a little bit more the world of the complementary therapists. So, in short, what I'm trying to say is, if something big happens, it might be the universe, actually, no, it is the universe's way of telling you, hello, I am here, I've got your back, but you need to stop pretending, and you really start to look for what's true, for what's real, and you really need to really take care of yourself. Okay? Moving on. Capricorn. The last three guys. So let's see what the cards have to say for Capricorns. The Fool. I've told you at the beginning, when we picked the Magician, The Fool doesn't really have a number. The Fool is the number 0, and is the card that actually starts the journey, okay? So how do we link this card to better take care of ourselves, either physically or emotionally? Well, you know what? The Fool, in many ways, is the opposite of a Capricorn. Because a Capricorn usually always has a plan. The Fool doesn't. So, in this case, what a Capricorn needs to do to better take care of themselves is letting go of the plans. Is like trying to be a little bit more like the Fool. Not to obsess over scheduling and planning and, just trying to fit everything into a box. But what the Fool invites you, dear friends of Capricorn, of doing, and actually I am a Capricorn, so I'm feeling very much into this invite, is just to enjoy the journey. So, to better take care of yourself physically and emotionally, physically, it really let go of worries, let go of thinking about the future, and physically, it really suggests go out there, go walk. I know that perhaps some of us are still not as free as we were, but still we can leave the house, we can still walk, and even if it's a small little thing, it's still something that we can do. Okay? Aquarius. Let's see what the cards have to tell about Aquarius. It's the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords. Such an interesting card, dear friends of Aquarius, and it really invites us to think about how can we better take care of ourselves, either physically or emotionally. Well, for once, let's see this card. Let's really observe it. So this woman is loosely bound. She thinks that she's completely surrounded by swords, but she's not. And she's also blindfolded, but she is loosely bound. So she actually can free herself. She can see. So what this card really means, dear friends of Aquarius, is that sometimes if we don't take care of ourselves, it's because we think that we don't have the time. When in reality, we do have the time, but we create a mental image of ourselves not having the time, thus we don't do what we are supposed to do. Or not what we are supposed to do, but what we know it's the best thing to do for ourselves. So this card really reminds you, if you think that the situation is in a way, look again. It's never as bad as you think it is. So if you really want to take better care of yourself, either physically or emotionally, you can. You actually have no excuses, except the excuses that you make for yourself. Okay? And last but not least, my friends of Pisces. So let's see what the cards have to tell you, dear friends of Pisces. Oh, the lovely star. So, how can you take care of yourself, better care of yourself, either physically or emotionally, dear friends of Pisces? Well, the star suggests you to follow your own star. So to really attune yourself to what you want to do. Okay? Plus, this card really makes me think, try to undress yourself completely, so to free your mind completely as much as possible from the construction of what society wants you to be, okay, or what expectations that others might have built on you, okay. As much as possible, try to return to what you really want, okay, because to better take care of yourself physically or emotionally, well, it's like you know, everything is connected, okay. So the more you are connected with your goal, the more you are connected with what you really want to achieve, the better you will take care of yourself, because it will come organically. So for example, if you are engrossed in your goal, even if you don't sleep as much as you know, as you need, you won't feel so tired, okay? Because naturally, the energy from pursuing your goal will make you very energetic, okay? So try to be as much as possible connected to what you want, and automatically this will help you in realizing, you know, the goal of better taking care of yourself, either physically or emotionally. Okay guys, those are my 12 signs that have been completely covered. Here we are, our cards. I hope this reading has given you insights. As usual, Solar Body Alchemy is here. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. We are here, we are ready, we are open. Any questions, any doubts, any suggestions, please, please, please contact us. And we will be very happy to answer your questions. Don't miss our video tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. It will be here on YouTube, so you can find us here. And hey, contact us, okay? For the moment is everything. I wish you all a very nice rest of your day. Bye for now.